Hello, this is my audience again, my siblings, as you guys know. This is my persuasive speech on the transition to a 4-day work week. Imagine working one less day each week without losing pay and still getting the same amount of work done. Sounds almost too good to be true, right? But it isn't. The traditional 5-day work week was designed almost 100 years ago, during the industrial era, when factory seals dictated life. Today, our world evolved dramatically. Technology has automated many tasks. Productivity has soared and work culture has shifted, yet Americans still follow the 40-hour, 5-day schedule. I've researched studies and real-world trials from countries and companies that have adopted a 4-day work week with remarkable results. Today, I want to convince you that the U.S. should transition to a 4-day, 32-hour work week because it improves productivity, improves mental health, and supports a healthier work-to-life balance ratio. Here's what we'll cover first: why the 5-day work week is outdated. Second, how productivity actually increases with shorter work weeks. And third, how health and well-being dramatically improves when we work fewer days. The 5-day schedule was created in the 1920s, primarily for factory workers. It made sense when productivity depended on hours spent manually laboring. Today, much of our work is digital, automated, or collaborative, and modern productivity isn't about clocking in more hours anymore. It's more about the results that we get. A Washington Post article by Villegas and Niles in 2021 explains that Iceland's workforce showed traditional work hours are no longer necessary to maintain productivity. Many employees were able to do the same amount of work in fewer hours. That highlights how outdated the 5-day work week is. You might think working fewer hours would mean getting less done. Research proves the absolute opposite. Shorter work weeks encourages employees to focus more on getting their work done, highlighting what's important, and reducing what doesn't matter. You reduce distractions and you get burnt out less. Iceland tested a 4-day work week with over 2,500 employees, and results were pretty impressive. Productivity stayed the same or even improved in nearly all workplaces. Similarly, the UK conducted a pilot program with 61 companies and almost 3,000 coworkers, and findings were consistent. Output remained steady or even improved, while stress levels dropped and job satisfaction increased. That's from the results are in 2024. These examples show that reducing work hours doesn't mean reducing results. When workers are more rested and focused, they are more productive during the hours they are on the job overall. The benefits of a 4-day work week extended far beyond productivity. Long work weeks are strongly linked to stress, burnout, and higher rates of anxiety or even depression. Reducing the work week gives workers time to rest, cooperate, recuperate, spend time with family, and even just pursue personal interests that they may have. And that improves a human's overall well-being. A scientific article by a Hart in 2025 reported on the largest trials of a 4-day work week and found that employees were happier, less stressed, and more motivated while maintaining productivity. Highlighting that employees reported higher satisfaction and the companies benefited from reduced turnover and increased engagement, from Kelly in 2021. It's clear that shorter work weeks create a win-win for everyone. Happier and healthier employees are either sustained more and improved in company performance. Some skeptics argue that companies will lose money if employees will work fewer hours. However, these studies show that shorter weeks often increase profitability because well-rested employees are less likely to call in sick. Others say that certain industries like healthcare or customer service cannot reduce hours, but these challenges can be solved with certain schedule rotations, flexible shifts, and even staffing adjustments. The goal isn't to reduce service, but it's to modernize work schedule while maintaining that perfect output that you see on a 5-day work week. A 4-day work week is not just a perk. It's a necessary modernization for our society. It increases productivity, it improves mental health, and supports a healthier work-to-life balance. The evidence is clear. Iceland's trials from Villegas and Niles in 2021, the Kelly article in 2021, the UK pilot program, The results are in 2024, and the Scientific American analysis by Hart in 2025 are all points to the same conclusion. Shorter work weeks just work better. We work to live. We shouldn't live to work. The U.S. should advocate for pilot programs and workplace reforms that embrace the 4-day model. By doing so, we can create a more productive, happier, and healthier workforce for generations to come.